Welcome, everybody. This is Mr. Nice, and you're watching Kung Fu Fanta, the podcast. Today is the 8th of August, 2026. But as you know, as usual, we got to check the audio before we go any further. Can you all hear me right about now? All right. Thank you, Miss Optimistic. So let's go ahead. We got Kobe is in the house. We got Okay, Let's Go. I haven't seen you in a bit. Miss Optimistic, Sala M23. And we have, let me try to pronounce this, Toteo, or not Tuteo, but Toteo. Is it Toteo or is it Tuteo? I'm thinking it's Toteo. Thank you for coming in. We have I Am Lucy in the house. I Am Lucy is a longtime supporter of me. Actually, since I got my new channel, I don't remember if I have you as a moderator, Lucy. I'm going to have to check that after the live stream. But anyway, everybody, as you can see on here, Passport Bro Quiz arrested by Kenya police today. Some of you, it's yesterday. We're talking on the 8th of August of 2026 in Mombasa, outside a club that he was promoting sex tourism to his subscribers on YouTube. That's right, on YouTube. Why do guys do this? Why do some ladies do this? You know, you really have to ask them. But the fact is that it's disgusting. It's wrong. It's immoral. And it goes against everything Africa. It's un-African. And yet passport bros from Europe, from Asia, and then from the Americas want to come to Africa and bring this crap to the continent, to the motherland. If the motherland is so sacred to some of these guys, they wouldn't be bringing their dirty laundry to Africa. You know what I'm saying? And then let's see here. We have Imaka Human. I think I know you, but thank you for being here. Oh, your first stream. Okay. Congratulations. Thank you for coming in. I really do appreciate your presence. All right. So what I want to do is try to figure out at some point, and it's not going to be today, obviously, what makes these guys tick. You see, when I first met O'Shea and he started interviewing passport bros, going to Brazil and all these other places, right? he was interviewing him in a way like, kind of like not a professional, but kind of like a reporter trying to figure out what makes these guys tick. What I didn't know is that he was doing those interviews to get the audience, but also to add these people to his black book so he can have more context in the passport bro world, because he's a passport bro himself. But this isn't about O'Shea, okay? So when I found out he wasn't really finding out how they tick, he was just trying to make those connections. And at the same time was making YouTube money while doing it, okay? All right, so now what I have to do is compare this guy, Marquise, right? I have to compare him to I Am Marwa's sister and I Am Marwa himself. They're both idiots. I Am Marwa from Kenya, not America, one of the very few Africans that happens to be a passport bro, and his sister, his younger sister, Dee Mwango, is a passport sister. Yeah, she pays for play, or did, right? So without further ado, let's go ahead and play this, because when you listen to what Dee Mwango is about to say, you have to kind of think that whatever's going through her mind, that dumminess in her mind, like get a book, this type of book for dummies, whatever that subject's going to be. You also have to look at Quis here and think the exact same thing. Let's go ahead and roll it.
All right, guys, finally here we are in Portland. Nope. That is in Oregon. And right here, this waterfall is called Multnomah Falls.
God have mercy upon us.
Wow. So finally, welcome to the United States of America. Welcome to New York City, the capital city of the United States of America. Wow.
God have mercy upon us.
Okay, well, you heard Dee Mwango herself, a passport sister, who's the younger sister of a passport bro, I Am Marwa, in Kenya. And ironically, we have Quis on the screen here. Now, I'm sure he knows that if he looked on a map that Multnomah Falls is not in the city of Portland, that's 29 minutes away from the Portland airport in the countryside. And I'm sure he also knows that New York City is not the capital of the United States. Actually, he works in the capital of the United States, which is Washington, D.C. However, the reason why I have to compare him to her, the dummifiedness, right, is that he's in Kenya. He knows that what he's doing is wrong. He's been warned not to do the things that he has already done, but he decided to do it anyway, right? And he thinks there's nothing wrong with it. But that's what sex tourists do, okay? They do things they know is wrong, but they don't think it's wrong. It's like a mental illness. It's like they're dummies. They're big dummies. Like, seriously, they are big dummies. Now, like I said, he was arrested today, okay? And before I get into those details of what I know, let's go ahead and look at the official Kenyan protest. The same people from last year that was protesting Austin Holloman, Kid Greatness, Big Toss or Big Boss Salatos, whatever his name is, and one other guy, right? All right, so we're going to get into this. We're going to listen to what the Kenyans have to say, and we realize that he fucked around and found out. FAFO. But let's go.
Respect our women's dignity. If our government cannot act, we shall take action by our hands. Yes. Thank you very much. As usual, my name is Oriati Bim. Women power! Power! Women power! Power! We are here as Kenyans. We came here to condemn some invidious act that are being taken with some people by the name Passport Bros. And I, Oriatibim, as an activist, we are acting, we want to act so fast because these people have been using our women, our ladies, and our sisters like dustbin. We are here to condemn you, Passport Bros. Yes. Last year we condemn you, the government of this country never taken any action. We are here again as Kenyans, standing with our women, condemning you again. Yes. That never try to misuse, to mislead our women because of their desperate or of the same lack of the same word. I want to say this, that we as Kenyans, we really respect our dignity and the dignity of our women. And we cannot accept the foreigners by the name Passport Bros or brothers, that they are taking advantage of our women, that our women are so desperate of money, so they are doing sex activities with them, they are recording them without their consent, and they are posting and they are earning money with them. We want to warn you that we have already marked areas and restaurants that you people are doing this business. And we shall come there, we shall ban those restaurants, and we shall also ban you in our country. And there's no joke. And if you have been arrested, you will serve life sentence in prison. We shall not joke with you. We as Kenyans, we have never misused the body of your women. Why are you using our body or body of our women for granted? So we are asking Passport Bros that we as Kenyans, we have talked with our governors, we have talked with our government, that we are warning you for the last time. If the government of this country cannot act, we Kenyans, we shall act. And our action will come seriously. Correct. Our action will come thoroughly, without any fear of contradiction. Women power! Power! Women power! Power! Passport Bros goes!
Power!
Women power!
Power!
Women power!
Power!
Okay, this is Joseph Asamba, a Kenyan who wants to condemn and talk about the protection of human dignity, Kenyan culture, and the protection of human dignity. Today, I am here to read about whatever is happening in our country and abroad concerning our women and our young girls that are being exploited by foreigners under evil activities. Number one, Kenya should not become a destination for sex tourism or the exploitation of vulnerable people. Number two,
I mean, he said it right there. Let's listen to him again real quick. What he just stated.
Or the exploitation of evil activities. Number one, Kenya should not become a destination for sex tourism or the exploitation of vulnerable people.
Of vulnerable people. And we know that a lot of people, not everybody in Kenya and other places, there are a lot of vulnerable people. And how are they vulnerable? Well, it's obvious. Poverty is one big vulnerability. It can also be a danger to the person who wants to take advantage of that poverty, because poverty can also make some people very, very dangerous. Okay. But in most cases, they're not dangerous people, but they are vulnerable because they don't have the economic means to push people back that come in with, how do you say, there's a particular word for it, but unfair economic advantages. And when you have sex tourists that come to Kenya and other places, they use their money influence to get their way with the people who are desperate for the money. And then if they ever get in trouble for it, they like to blame the person that they exploited as to the reason why they should be in trouble and not them coming to their country and exploiting them. But let's continue.
Number two, children and young people deserve strong protection through law enforcement and public awareness. Yes. Number three, citizens, lawmakers, and law enforcement should work together to combat social exploitation and human trafficking.
Yeah. Exactly. Now, sex tourism, buying prostitutes for pleasure, that is sex trafficking. That is a part of the sex traffic trade. So when you as a man or a woman engages in that, you have now sex trafficked the prostitute. That's right. You're paying for it and you trafficked. That's the way it works.
Correct.
Number 4, building a safer Kenya requires respect for the law, human dignity, and community responsibility. There are concerns that financial incentives encourage some individuals to create and share this type of content. Passport bros are accused of recording women in clubs, restaurants, and other
Recording women in clubs, restaurants, and other venues. So that's exactly what Quis did yesterday, today, all the days he's been in Nairobi, pretty much that I know of. Other countries that he's gone to, whether it be Colombia, Brazil, Thailand, he's done the exact same thing. He's guilty of all these things, just like Austin Holloman is guilty of those things, just like Kid Greatness is guilty of all those things, just like the Romanian Du Pintu is guilty of all those things, just like Redbeard, who got kicked out of Colombia or he's denied entry in Colombia, does the same thing. Who else does that? All of them with a camera that likes to fool around with cameras. They all do exactly what this man just described. But let's continue.
public places without their consent.
Action must
Now,
take. Action must take.
Yes.
In conclusion, protecting Kenya means standing against exploitation while ensuring that all allegations are handled fairly, lawfully, and with respect of human rights. Now, Kenyans, we were here last year condemning the same activity concerning foreigners known as the passport bros who comes in our country. They exploit young women of our country. They do sexual activities. They record them without their consent, and they supply those clips and videos across the world, condemning or claiming that Kenyan women are very cheap. We are here to ask the government of Kenya, under the Ministry of Interior, and also under the Ministry of Gender, under Madam Hannah Cheptum, that we are also alarming this activity, that these people are also planning to come again in Kenya to exploit our women. We are saying that Kenya is not there to be exploited by.
Okay, so he's referring to a couple people there. He's talking about Quis, but mostly he's talking about Jay Rello. Now, Jay Rello, we'll get to him a little bit in this live stream. If you all remember, he's the one who tried to, what do you call it? He set up a video camera on a woman he was supposed to sleep with, a prostitute, right? Her name was Mary. And she found out about it. She didn't want to be filmed. He beat her up, yelled at her and all that other stuff. She started filming, kicked her out. There's another woman that was alleged that he raped, where that one was just audio only. There was no video. I heard that, and it was very disgusting what I was hearing on audio. And he was going raw against her, and she was trying to get him to wear a condom. We're talking about Jay Rello, the so-called #1 YouTube traveler in the entire world, according to him. But he plans to come back on he plans to leave on the 21st, I think. So that means he'll be in Kenya on the 22nd, if it's true, if he's actually got a ticket or not. But we're going to get into another video. So if you all remember him, and you can look it up, Jay Rello beating up or talking about Kenyan women are ugly. You can find those videos on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, you name it. But I'm going to bring something up tonight, a little bit later on, about Jay Rello that probably none of you heard. Now, if you all know about NYC The Future and that young lady, that 18-year-old young lady in the Dominican Republic, said that she has proof that NYC The Future, Jay Rello's friend, Quis's friend in the Streets With Quis, he's a friend of NYC The Future as well, okay? He was accused in the Dominican Republic of sleeping with a 15-year-old getting ready to be 16, which is the sister-in-law of this lady named Lucy that was 18, saying that's what he did. He admitted it on a channel called Razor Rays. Then he tried to go back and say he didn't do it, okay? But he's also NYC The Future is a friend of Jay Rello. And we're going to hear something tonight that Jay Rello said out of his own mouth probably about 2-3 years ago. I don't know exactly when. I was trying to get the source of the exact panel, but at least I clipped the audio. You're going to hear what he says. It's going to scare you. So all Kenyans out there, all Kenyans, you're going to want to hear this one. Nairobi Gossip Club, whatever it is, you're going to want to hear this one tonight. Hey, I got somebody from Rumble. Thanks for coming in, man. I think you're the first person that I recognize from Rumble because I'm simulcasting on Rumble as well as YouTube. So I really appreciate you coming in. Thanks for being here. So anyway, let's go ahead and continue with this video, and then we'll get on to Jay Rello. Then we'll get back to Quis, and we'll talk more about the details of what happened to him. Well, I guess already yesterday. But let's go.
Foreigners who came here to do evil activities within our nation. We are asking the Ministry of Interior to take a stand action. We should not wait for our criminal activities to be taken in our country so that the government can take an initiative. We are asking.
Yes.
We are asking.
Protect our women.
Our government.
Yes.
Kipchumba Murkomen, you must take stand action against such kind of an activity. Let us protect our women before they are exploited by these evil gangs. We call them criminals, and they are also even terrorists. We call them militias.
That's a fact. They are gangs. They are sex touring gangs. They finance one another. They do these things called fundies. If you know I Am Marwa likes to beg his subscribers every Sunday on a live stream for a bunch of money that he never worked for. He's got a cult following. And when he goes and travels, he turns into his passport bro self. And I think a lot of these guys got their idea from I Am Marwa. And so Jay Rello's been doing it probably about 3 years off and on. We have Quis is doing it. Let's see here. We have NYC The Future. He's always begging online to have these guys that follow them so they can travel and go around sleeping with prostitutes. That's what it is. Austin Holloman does the exact same thing, or he did the exact same thing. He's got a temporary girlfriend right now, but he's one of them as well. But let's go.
Social militias who comes and they want to misuse our women. And we are also asking our women, don't subject yourselves unto such kind of activities. We must protect our culture, an African culture and our Kenyan culture. And this culture can only be protected by the government of Kenya. And also we are supposed to be there also to protect our own culture.
You heard him. So the government is supposed to do that. And so are the people on the ground. So the passport bros that are watching this right now, be warned, because the Kenyans are telling you, Africans are telling you, they don't want this, right? All it does is do damage to their communities. And what you do after you're done, you get on the plane and you go back home and you don't think nothing of it, but you brag about it. You brag about it. You know, it's actually kind of like, it's kind of like very gay for men to want to talk about other men sleeping with women, especially if they're prostitutes, right? It really is a very gay institution, in my opinion, because the way they behave towards each other, the way they talk towards each other, is very homosexual. It really is. Let's go.
We are asking the passport bros that we have known all your routes to Kenya. We know even the hotels that you have booked so that you can come to record our women. We will even send some women to come closer to you so that we can trap you accordingly. We are going to take action if the government is not going to take action as fast as possible. We as Kenyans, we stand strong to protect our women, our children, our mothers and our sisters.
Yes.
We are going to be at the coastal region, whereby it is the root cause of this particular evil activity. We shall be there as Kenyans to ensure that even before the government comes for you, we shall be there for you to ensure that you are not carrying out all the activities that you have conspired against our women. Thank you very much.
Women power. Power. Women power. Power. My name is Nelson Mandela from Homabay County, Mbita Sub-County, Wondo Village. I am advocating for the human rights and obscurely and externally. We are condemning this heinous act from the Passport Brothers, and according to William Samuel Ruto administrations, we have seen so far the guy has served fair justice, and we are very optimistic for that justice shall be served eventually. Strong law enforcement is essential to protect communities and ensure that anyone who breaks the law is held accountable. Passport Brothers have reportedly been arrested or deported in different countries for offenses related to their conduct. Kenyan authorities are being urged to investigate credible allegations and enforcement existing the laws. Where crimes are proven, offenders should be prosecuted, and where appropriate, deported. If it is that they must be deported, let that be happen, and without obscuring anything, without fear or favor. A cooperation between law enforcement and immigration authorities is important in combating exploitation. Passport Brothers are accused of recording women in clubs, restaurants, and other public places without their consent. And I am a witness of that. I witnessed that along Thika Road at a certain joint there. And I was so mad about the heinous act. Videos and photos are allegedly shared on private platforms such as Patreon and members only on groups. And in conclusion, justice should be based on evidence, due process, and equal application of the law to everyone. To the government of Kenya, alongside, in conjunction with Interior Minister or the docket, we are advocating, and this is our plea. This is the government that we entrusted. This is a government, we are a government of law and order. We can't be watching our women being eroded by these rogue people each and every day. There was a video, a very, very disturbing video circulating online of a foreigner insulting a Kenyan lady.
True.
And the only thing that people can do is to take photos. Where did humanity go?
He's talking about J. Rello.
And even according to the Bible, God said, let us protect these women. And nowadays, protection is not there. Femicide has been reported across the country, everywhere, and no one is talking about this. Until when are we going to stand a blind eye for these kind of activities within us? Are we here to celebrate the deceased more than saving the situation before it gets to the underneath? We are advocating in one voice that the government of William Samuel Ruto, my party leader, must wake up and dealt with these people and this matter accordingly and with accordance with the law, perpendicularly. Women's power! Power! Women's power! Power! Asanteni sana. Power!
Women power! Power! Women power! Power! My name is Jacqueline Adhiambo, a Kenyan woman, talking on behalf of other ladies in the country.
Okay, so it's already been like maybe 2 weeks now since this video has come out, and I've been to at least 2 panels where they had played this video. And of course, these are Passport Bro channels, right? On YouTube. And the comments that were coming out of the chat, looking at this woman with the yellow shirt and the other women behind her, you know, like making disgusting descriptions of their appearance, their smells, the way they dress, like they're not fancy or they're not made up with makeup and all this other stuff. Just trying to incriminate them for even speaking up to protect their own society. These men have no morals whatsoever. They can care less. But as the second that you push back against them, I mean the second, they're crying victim, they're crying racism, they're crying anything that they can so they can go ahead and cover up whatever blame that needs to come to them because of the things that they do and say. But yeah, that is what's been going on over there. When they see this video and the video from last year, it's the same talking points. They're always talking about how these women don't look good. They're not wearing makeup. They're not dressed right. They stink and all this other. Like, how do they know? So they're saying that these women don't have a legitimate reason to talk about protecting their own society, protecting women, protecting their kids, protecting even the men if in cases, because these women will protect their men verbally or in other cases, some other ways. The thing is that these people, yes, these people from America and other places have no respect for one's culture. All they want to do is come and take and not give anything.
As a lady, as an activist, I condemn whatever has been going on by the Black Americans who are allegedly exploiting ladies in Kenya, especially coastal region. Therefore, I have several concerns here, which I'll read through, which I'm.
Now, she said, especially the coastal region. So where did Quis get arrested on the 8th of August? In Mombasa, the main city in the coastal region where most of this has taken place. But almost the whole coast, it's an issue. It's not just in Mombasa. So she's pointing it out, the exact truths of what's happening, not lies. And so we need to pay very close attention to this. This is going on for way too long. It needs to stop.
Going to read them through. The first one, the Passport brothers have been accused of live streaming sexually exploiting content. Critics alleged that some participants receive financial rewards for producing explicit contests. There have been allegations involving the exploitation of minors, which will be a serious criminal offense if proven. Passport brothers have been accused of producing or sharing pornographic images or videos of women without their informed consent, exploiting them for financial gain and online audience, which is not good. Therefore, concern continues to be raised about the impact of sex tourism on vulnerable community. As a CSO, member of CSO, as an activist, therefore we call upon the interior, the government, more so the Minister of the Interior, the Trade, Madam Hannah Cheptum, to come and intervene this matter. Also, we are calling upon all the leadership, women leadership, to come to rescue our women who are being exploited, and not forgetting our parents, the church leaders also, to come to our rescue. And CSO network also, we also need your help. Kindly come and protect our women. Women power. Power.
Okay, so what I want to, let's finish off with that video. So the Passport Bros and some Passport Sisters with some of the things that I've seen them say in the past. Man, when they go to communities, they act as if the people in those communities that they exploit have no right to their own bodies, have no right to their own mind, have no right to speak out and push back. They actually think like that. Like, seriously, they actually think like that. All you have to do is spend a couple weeks, if you got the time, spend 4 or 5 hours a day listening to all these people talk and the way that they talk. And it doesn't matter if you're listening to the Americans or the Europeans, listen to the way that they talk. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. Okay, so now what I want to do is get to the Jay Rello thing. Now, Jay Rello, we want to start off with reminding some people, but some people haven't seen it yet, so we're going to show that first. I'm going to share a screen of Jay Rello trying to film a woman without her consent, right? Does the unthinkable.
But for bros,
All right. So y'all listen very closely. So and if the audio is not working on this video, just please let me know. I'll fix that. But here we go.
No, no. You said yes. That's the only reason I brought you back, because you said yes. Money. I paid you already. I gave you 10,000 to break to come here.
You didn't give it to me. You gave it to the company.
Well, yeah, but you lied. So you lied. You lied to me. Get dressed. Put your clothes on. Put your fucking clothes on.
Arrested right now.
Mm.
Do it. Continue.
Put your clothes on. I'm taking you back. Because you lied. Put your clothes on. When I tell you put your clothes on, put your fucking clothes on. Fuck I look like. Put your clothes on, bitch. Put your fucking clothes on there. No. You said yes.
Okay, that was just a short. I actually watched the whole full version of that, or what is known to be the full version of that. And it's pretty disturbing. You just got a few highlights of that. So that his name's not Scott Inslee. It's Jarrell Friendly or Friendly, something like that is his real name. All right. So now we're going to see what else Jay Rello had to say in another snippet that I found about 2 or 3 weeks ago already. I've been waiting for the perfect time to bring this up. And I was actually going to do a dedicated Jay Rello live stream today, but with the arrest of Quis, that got put aside. So I may bring this up again, or it's just going to be a part of this particular video. But Jay Rello says he's coming back to Kenya. So my Kenyans out there, fellow Kenyans, watch out for that. Be prepared. You know what to do. You got social media on lock. Do what you got to do. Let the government know that he's on his way. I would say the best way to show it to immigration is first do more than one thing. Is like contact the police, show them this live stream, show them other videos that you may be collecting and bookmarking on your device. Not only that, go directly to immigration as well. Find out which officer in that particular organization handles these types of things. I would also contact the FBI. Yes, you can contact the FBI at the U.S. Embassy. They will take complaints. Just make sure that when you present stuff like this, that you have everything for them and let you know you're concerned. If you could bring more than one person with you with that complaint to the FBI at the U.S. Embassy, that would be better. You can also contact ICE in the U.S. Yes, they're part of immigration, but they also handle stuff like this. You got a bad actor, an American doing stuff over in your country, you can definitely contact them as well. Contact any media house that will listen. Contact any big influencer in Kenya to also listen. So that's the thing that I would do. Thank you very much. I appreciate you being here as well. Okay, so everybody, prepare your ears for this one. So like I said before, if you remember NYC The Future and what he was being accused of, you know, sleeping with the 15-year-old in the Dominican Republic like a year ago. This lady named Lucy is saying that he did it and she's got proof that he did it. Okay. But this here is Jay Rello, not NYC The Future. They're best buddies right now, right? Listen keenly. Clip this if you have to. Send it to all the authorities. Send it to Kenyan immigration. Send it to Tanzania immigration if he thinks he's going to go there. I even heard him say something that he wanted to go to other African countries. So be very aware of Jay Rello, okay? Yeah, thank you for being here. I really appreciate you that you're here. Now let's go ahead and get into it without further ado. Listen to what Jay Rello is saying and watch the image of Jay Rello that's being used in this clip.
Like, I gotta find the clip. Nigga said, "What's wrong with them young?"
On YouTube, what I want to see everybody with, I want to see. They sent me what I sent you. They sent me.
They said she 13. I ain't know she was 13.
I ain't way, bro.
I ain't laughing at nothing going on. I'm laughing at like bipolar being quiet. His ass.
Cause I ain't got nothing to do with the shit, right? And I'm trying to see if this all a YouTube ploy or not. You know what I'm saying? Because streets and YouTube don't mix.
I started saying you. Yeah, now she look young, bro. You gotta there, get over there. I ain't gonna care, bro.
She look young, but she don't look that young.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. But I got daughters, bro. She look younger than some of my daughters. They I ain't gonna care.
But you hit?
Hell nah, bro.
Like, man, like, bro, like, that's the shit I be talking about right there, though. That's the shit I be talking about. Like, it be a serious.
Y'all hear that? I'm gonna play it again, and I'm gonna stop it here and there. Did y'all hear that? I didn't want to interrupt that clip. I wanted to go all the way through, but I'm gonna play it again. We're gonna hear what Jay Rello said, and listen to the other guy that was on the panel with him. And if you heard a voice in the middle, that was the host. He interrupted a little bit in between. But let's listen to what Jay Rello is really saying in this clip. And I reached out to the guy who actually made that live stream with that clip, but he hasn't got back to me. I wanted to find out the source of the panel that took place, if it still exists, right? So let's go back to that.
Like, I gotta find the clip. Nigga said, "What's wrong with them young?"
On YouTube, what I want to see everybody with, I want to see. They sent me what I sent you. They sent me.
Okay, the first thing I want to focus on is look at the gal in there. Now, I found where this is actually hosted at. It's on Jay Rello's Instagram in full color. This is kind of washed out a little bit. It's in full color. And, you know, it could be a very petite young woman or young looking woman, you know, with the smile like that. But to me, she looks like she could be 13. So what happens if she is 13, right? People are saying she's 13. She's got skinny legs, skinny, you know, short body, little face. She's just little. Everything about her is just little, like that beginning teenager phase. But now let's listen to what Jay Rello has to say.
They said she 13. I ain't know she was 13.
He didn't know she was 13, so he's not checking IDs, right? So if it looks like that borderline age, you know, you can look at somebody and tell the borderline, right? So he's not checking IDs. Okay, let's continue. And the guy on the panel, now he says something a little bit remarkable, and I'll get to that. But he's laughing. I don't know who that guy is, but he's laughing.
I ain't way, bro.
And Jay Rello's laughing. Jay Rello is laughing, just like when he was beating up that woman. When he described it, when he was talking about Kenyan women are mid, they're ugly, this and that. He was laughing. When you try to talk serious to Jay Rello, he likes to laugh. I interviewed him. You watch some of my old live stream videos, you'll see the interview I had with Jay Rello. Go back and watch that. Listen to what he had to say based on the questions that I gave him.
I ain't laughing at nothing going on. I'm laughing at like bipolar being quiet. His ass.
Cause I ain't got nothing to do with the shit, right?
Oh, I guess there was a third person. Okay, so I thought that was the host. So that's a third person that says he has nothing to do with the shit.
And I'm trying to see if this all a YouTube ploy or not.
Now you see, listen to what he said. I'm trying to figure out if this is all a YouTube ploy. That's one of their defenses. Oh, it's AI, it's AI voices, it's AI imaging, it's AI video imaging, picture imaging, video imaging, right? There's always some type of excuse to try to get out of what's obvious. And they never really go in on the people that are being accused. They defend them. So whether if they're doing that type of thing or not, why are they defending somebody that's doing it? It means they have no problem with it. They have no problem with somebody like NYC, the future, or a Jay Rello or anybody messing around with kids, even if they're in their teenage years, right? Floyd, he was messing with the 6-year-old in Brazil. And Floyd has met up with Jay Rello. And when I did that Jay Rello interview, I showed Floyd in a video with Jay Rello. And I believe that was in the Dominican Republic. Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? Because streets and YouTube don't mix.
Yeah, now she look young, bro. Like, you gotta goddamn get over there. I ain't gonna care, bro.
She look young, but she don't look that young.
So he said she looked young and he's not going to cap. And then Rello said she looked young, but not that young. Right? Come on, man.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. But I got daughters, bro. She look younger than some of my daughters did.
So she looks younger than some of his daughters. So he's saying this on the panel, hanging out with Jay Rello. She looks younger than some of his own daughters. Okay.
I ain't gonna care.
But you hit?
And then Jay Rello asked him, would you hit? And for those who don't know that lingo, just in case, would you hit is, would you have sex with her? That's what that means. Well, let's go.
Hell nah, bro.
Like, dude, man, like, bro, like, that's the shit I be talking about right there, though. That's the shit I be talking about. Like, it be a serious.
Okay. So let me see what you guys are saying. This is crazy. So DB Blaze says disgusting. It definitely is. Will Stack says that's a child, and I agree. Jada says, what's wrong with the young? They honestly said that, or are my ears hearing things? Your ears are hearing things. You heard exactly what they said. So your ears are hearing exactly what they said. Jada, don't worry about it. Your hearing is just fine. Egregious. Absolutely. Someone on one of Nana's live streams said Rello now has a kid in Kenya. Any truth to that? We don't know. I know which female that to talk about. Actually, Jay Rello had a live stream today trying to fundraise, like $1,400 for his Kenya trip. And the day before, he only raised, I think it was like $83 or $101. He wanted to raise a total of $1,500. So he wasn't showing any videos, but today in his live stream, he was showing all these different videos of all these different women that he was showing on Twitter and not YouTube, according to what he was saying. And one of them was the whole chat just lit up when this one came on and said, that's the one. We don't know. But one thing that we do know, allegedly, is that he likes to go raw in women, prostitutes. So he doesn't care about catching some type of STD. No, he doesn't care that he might get somebody pregnant and then leave them and not take care of them. No, he doesn't care. But it's possible, but who knows? We don't know. We don't know that for sure. That would be interesting to know, though. Jada says, whoever said what's wrong with them young needs to be reported to all the governments on the continent. Exactly. That'd be quite a feat. 54 countries, not sure exactly where to go in each immigration office, but I'm sure it can be done. One thing about the airport system, when your passport gets flagged, because it's all computerized, they can actually put like a bulletin out at every airport around the world almost instantly. So I don't think unless there's some type of offshoot company that an immigration body of a country can hire that would have their own database to do something like that. But if anybody wants to clip this and then contact any government in the continent or any government in South America, because he still wants to go to Brazil, by the way. Brazil is more expensive. That trip didn't fall through. But he was talking about that today, that eventually he's going to go to Brazil. Well, who's in Brazil? Floyd is in prison or in jail in Brazil. Yeah, Floyd Wallace Jr. is over there. And Jay Rello wants to do crash outs in Brazil after everything that went on with Austin Holloman and Floyd. And Austin Holloman and Floyd are buddies. They are buddies. It is sick. These guys must be stopped quickly. What steps can we take? I think the very first thing, everybody shouldn't be silent about this. When Kenyans, if you're not from Kenya, if you're familiar with Kenya, but of course, Kenya kind of has an advantage over most places in Africa. It's got very, very good internet. And ever since that very, very good internet came in with the fiber optics, Kenyans have been all over. And there's a lot of Kenyans, when somebody pisses off a Kenyan and it gets around, all hell breaks loose. So that's the first thing. And governments have listened to some of the Kenyans that complain on Twitter and other social medias. And some of those influencers that are on social media have the ear of some government body, of some government people. So the first thing is, no matter how small you are as far as social media, if you don't have a platform, your voice is a platform in itself. Let it be known. Speak to people in the community. Like I remember I was speaking to a lady. I never did it because I really didn't know how to go about it. But she's from a neighboring village next to Ayamarwa's village. And Ayamarwa has been inviting passport bros to come to his village to take advantage of underage and of age women there. And the whole village basically seems like a little Sodom and Gomorrah nowadays. He's really turned that place upside down. But me and her were speaking, and we were talking about this sex touring situation, like the language, the words that they use, like tricking. They don't know what that means. And I was thinking of, there's glossaries out there that explains what these Americans, the terms that they're going to use, that if they come around and they start using terms and talking to you and you don't know what those terms are, and if you say yes to a term, it makes them happy, but you have no idea, or you think you know what they meant. And she actually belongs to a woman advocacy group right next to Nabahanzi village in Kenya. So she was interested. We never got through with it. But what it was is that she speaks to women one-on-one and in groups, and to basically like protect the women by educating them on the verbiage that these guys use when they come to invade your village. So that's something, like, if you want to actually go out there and do it, you can actually find sex tourism lingos out there. It's all over the place. The Europeans made up the majority of it. Actually, Passport Bro was made up in Europe. It wasn't made up by the Americans. And a Passport Bro actually means sex tourist. And they did that as jargon. So that's how they describe each other, as jargon. They don't say it much, from what I could tell, when I first discovered over 2 years ago that word, before the Black Americans started using it as some type of cool term or movement type of term. They were already using it, but it was just jargon, seldomly used. Okay. So there are, like I said, there are glossaries out there, like urban dictionaries, that you can go out there and you can find this stuff. You can find a lot of stuff on Wikipedia. Educate yourself, educate the people around you, get up into the small influencers, and then get up into the big influencers. Definitely contact all your immigration, police, and everybody right away. If you see something, say something. And if you have to remain anonymous for whatever the reason, it doesn't matter what the reason is, you can still sound that alarm while you're anonymous. Yes, you can. All right, let's see here. I heard the FBI take their time gathering solid evidence, then scope everyone. Yeah, and that's why ICE is actually better. HSI, Homeland Security, is actually, what I've been told, is better than the FBI. They usually act faster in situations like that. But these are not the only two avenues. I would say hit up every single avenue. And also, this is what's also very successful. It worked with Austin. It worked with Pab Travels, which is Keith's friend that was out there the first time with Keith. Start contacting all these venues. Start hooking up with their IGs, because that's what I've been doing lately. I've been hooking up with their IG accounts, and they're looking like, it seems like 24 hours a day. You put in something, said, possible passport bro, this is their name, this is what they look like. They're known for filming people without their permission. They might be filming your customers who are just trying to eat at the table without being on camera. These are the things, and they will kick them out a lot of times. If it becomes a pattern, we've seen it lately. They've been kicking people out. They kicked Austin Holloman out. They banned Pab Travels from ever going to, I think it was the Oyster Bay in Nairobi. So that type of stuff does work. Why does it work? Because these are businesses. They got a reputation to protect. So what they might not do is go to the police and go that far, but they got bouncers and all that other stuff that push back. If you don't leave, they push back. Wait, Kenyans don't play. Yeah, we Kenyans don't play about our women. Exactly. Mbogi, thank you for coming in. Kenya and Karma starts with the same letter for a reason. I like that. I love how Rello got served in his last trip. The way he crashed out talking about he will never go back to Kenya. But now he's changing the tune because Kenya is so hot with them. He's saying, oh man, I love Kenya. I just didn't realize how much I really love Kenya. And the women are they're so into you, man. They're so ready. They're prepared to have sex and all this other stuff, right? Not knowing that he's talking about, well, he knows, but not really telling the truth that what he's talking about prostitutes. He's not talking about the woman in Kenya who's never going to shake her butt in front of a camera or anything like that. He's not talking about those women. He can't get those women. He's got to pay to play. Kung Fu Fanta, I am in Washington, D.C., near our embassy. I would start there. Now I have, let me tell you a little story. When I came to Austin, when he first went to Africa, he went to Tanzania a few years ago. At that time, I didn't know who to really contact. So what I did is I contacted the Tanzanian embassy there in D.C. And actually somebody got back to me. Some director got back to me. And I told him who Austin Holloman was, what happened in Brazil, the reason why he left, went to Asia, now he's down here. He got invited by this guy named O'Shea Duke Jackson to come to Africa. He actually listened to what I had to say, but nothing happened. I would still make a report there if you got the time and if you had the energy. I would say go ahead, because at least there would be a record of it. You know what I'm saying? At least there'd be a record of it. And if you have as much energy as I'm putting into this lately, I would start making your own like spreadsheet, database, whatever you got at your fingertips, even if it's like a report book of all the people that you know that are passport bros and passport sisters that are going to your country or other people's countries, and giving that information over to the authorities, giving that information over to certain types of organizations. I've been hearing from a particular person that's been telling me a few times that you're going to have to work with some NGOs because the government won't get involved. But if you get the right people and they talk into the ear of the right government bodies, then something can happen. But it's pretty much going to have to be that way. But we could do other things. We can make life very hard for them. Okay. If they can't go to any restaurant or any other type of venue, or they got their Airbnbs and their booking.com shut down, their accounts, those are other things too. If you know that they're bragging about Airbnb and all that, and you have some incriminating videos that they made, that they filmed, you can send that to like Airbnb and booking.com and go ahead and report them. Get their accounts. That would make life hard for them. Like seriously, make life hard for them. So don't just go with the local businesses there in Africa, to report them, because you definitely want to do that. You also want to go with these international groups like Airbnb, okay? Because they have a reputation. They have a worldwide reputation that they have to uphold. All right. And they have to follow a lot of regulations from one country to the next. These passport bros are adding stress while we are mid renovation of our country. Yeah. They're creating stress for me. And I've been married in Kenya for over 20 years. So they're creating stress for me. They're creating stress for a lot of people. And they're making it to where a lot of people that are paying attention to them, but are not a part of them, but are paying attention to them, to not want to come to your country of Tanzania, Ethiopia, Ghana, whatever, because they're there doing this type of crap. All right, so now we're gonna finish this out pretty soon here. Let's get back to Quis. I keep calling it Quiz. Let's get back to this guy. So as you all know, he was arrested on the 8th of August, 2026 by Kenyan police in Mombasa, outside of one of the clubs there in Mombasa. Now, why was he doing, what was he there for? And why did he get arrested and let go? And why doesn't he want to answer his own subscribers? Do the Kenyan police have your passport? Because he's not in the police station anymore. He was sent to the Nyali police station. That's where his Airbnb is actually located as well. He's in walking distance of a couple clubs there, Al Capone being one of them. So what had happened is that some of these Kenyans, like in the protests, from what I know, is that they tipped off the police because the police didn't know, right? So somebody tipped off the police. They surveillanced him. They've been watching his videos. He's been deleting a lot of them. They got the videos, they got him, and they waited for him at the right time, which was to wait for him to walk outside this club tonight, and they nabbed him. Took him down to the station. He got released. He did a live stream today. That was probably not even 30 minutes. So this is what he had to say in that live stream that he took down. He said that undercover police officers with AK-47s, they grabbed me outside of the club. I was tussling with them. He's got some scrapes or something, probably on his arms and legs. He has 2 phones. His iPhone glass was cracked. He showed it on the live stream. Excuse me. He showed it on the live stream, so it was cracked. I got to see that. Phone was still working. He said that he doesn't understand why all this stuff is happening, but he's got haters, this and that. Well, anytime you go to somebody's country and you're doing the wrong thing against them, especially, you're going to get hate. You're going to get genuine hate that you brought onto yourself. But continue. He actually thanked the police for protecting him. He said that they didn't try to hurt him. They didn't try to bribe him, according to what he said. He didn't lose anything, so he has all his electronics, he has all his jewelry, he has all his money, whatever it is. So the police didn't do this. What they did was they nabbed him, took him down for questioning, and now his chat was interesting. The number one question that they had for him is, do they got your passport? He was reading comments, but he was not reading back those comments that I recall. He wasn't reading those back. So that tells me that they probably do, because what he also alluded to in that video, he said he couldn't leave right away. He says, when I can leave, he's just thinking, I'm just going to go ahead when I can leave, when I'm able to leave, I'm just going to get out of here and go back home to the US. Right? Go back home to the US. His chat was also interesting in making comments, not questions, but making comments like, don't go. Don't let them punk you out and stuff like that. Don't go. Don't let them make an example of you. Just stay. Once you get your passport back or whatever, just stay. So his own chat that should be having his own best interests at heart don't have that. But he doesn't see that, because obviously he likes crash outs and all that other stuff too. Right? He's a firefighter in Washington, D.C. That I know. I found exactly who he is. It wasn't hard to find him at all, actually. He's got a tattoo on his right arm that says fireman. So he's basically supporting his profession with a tattoo on his arm to let everybody know he's proud of it, right? I read in Jay Rello's chat that he's going to be retiring soon from the fire department there in Washington, D.C. All right. So he might have his career on the line based on that. There's a lot of Kenyans. There's a lot of Kenyans that live in the DMV. A lot of Kenyans. And we have a Kenyan in the chat today say he lives there around the embassy, around the DC embassy area. So there could be more issues waiting for him when he goes home with Kenyans, with law-abiding, tax-paying, legal citizenship Kenyans in the DMV area that are going to be seeing this. He said quite a few things, man. Ladies and gentlemen, he said quite a few things in that video. He deleted that video, so it's kind of harder to kind of like rehash it. So that's why it was best for me to do this now. Forget about Jay Rello was what I was going to concentrate on. Just get with this. And he's shook. He's scared. He's scared that he came into our country of Kenya. He didn't think this was going to happen. Kenyans warned him. He thought it was a joke, like all those other guys thought that was just a joke video that I showed earlier. They were for real. Don't underestimate Kenyans. Don't F with Kenyans. Don't FAFO with Kenyans. You don't want to do that. It could become your worst nightmare. Jay Rello found that out the first time, but he wants to try his luck a second time. He thinks by changing like his behavior and not calling women ugly and not doing crash outs on video, that what he does behind doors is not going to stop. What he does behind doors, that's going to remain the same because that's Rello. That's Rello. And Quis is his buddy. Pab Travels is his buddy. Big Boss Salitas is his buddy. Right? This guy, Du Pinto in Romania, I wouldn't be surprised if he's their buddy as well. Redbeard is their buddy, if you all know him. Yeah, Army Travel guy or the Army Guy Travel, whatever his name is. That's another Caucasian guy, like Redbeard. They're all buddies. They all support each other. Why do they all support each other? Because they're into the same thing, sex tourism. Let that sink in. They're all in, even if they don't know each other and some hate each other, one thing they'll back each other on is sex tourism because they all do it. All right, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and get going. We're going to cut this one close. So, Passport Bro Quis arrested by Kenyan police, and it's only going to get tougher from now on. And we're going to encourage, not just in Kenya, we're going to encourage all the other African countries. And we even have people in Colombia that we want to support the people in Colombia that don't like these guys there because they're all like basically complaining, like people in Africa are complaining about these guys. Right? I don't know about Panama and all that, but I know in Colombia, that's another place in South America, they don't want them there. They're actually checking some people at the airport when they come in and making them get right back on the plane. That's what happened to Redbeard. That's what happened to this other guy just the other day. And another guy before him about 6 to 8 weeks ago. Happened to him as well, all in Colombia. They made them get back on the plane. They checked their luggage for paraphernalia. They checked their phones. They checked their computers, found incriminating evidence that these guys are sex tourists and they don't want them in Colombia. And that's what we got to do at JKIA and all the other airports throughout Africa. Now, I heard this. Now, people in Zambia that are going to be listening to this, in Zambia, I heard not too long ago, and of course, it was in a chat. I read it. It was in a chat. Some Passport Bro in the chat, or who's a fan of a Passport Bro, said, I heard, you know that I heard stuff. I heard that Zambia is really low key for Passport Bros. And so Zambia is going to be a new target for certain people coming from certain demographics like America that probably never came there before. So be aware of that. So Zambians in the house, you want to reach out, I would start doing what we're doing. Expose these people for the criminal activities and the criminals that they are. This is Mr. Nice. You're watching Kung Fu Fanta, the podcast. And on that note, everybody, I'm out. Thank you.